Jaleel Willis, a promising start to his MMA career. John comes in now, age 30, 15 wins, 4 losses, 5 knockout wins, 3-2 here in Bellator, but he has tasted defeat against Sabah Homasi and Muhammad Burkamov and has been submitted in both of those fights, and now facing a guy, as I just mentioned, riding a wave of momentum mentally. Where does Willis have to be for a fight like tonight?
Well, especially in this fight, he's got to be in that mindset that, hey, if I get taken down, which he's got good wrestling, but he's facing a supreme wrestler in Kyle Crutchmer. If I get taken down, I need to work my way back to my feet as soon as possible without giving up a good position. He has made mistakes that have led to his downfall in getting submitted by 2 guys that caught him. Make those mistakes, you got to learn from those mistakes and show us now, hey, that's not going to happen again.
And Willis, the first to respect Crutchmer's wrestling skills, but he feels that he can outlast Crutchmer. He feels that Crutchmer's conditioning may be an issue, but
let's be honest, his stand-up, Jaleel Willis is slick in the stand-up, and he's got good wrestling, like I said. It's just that now there's that blueprint on him that people are going to try to exploit, put him on his back. He's got to be the guy that makes that in.
And now to make his way, Kyle Crutchmer.
29-year-old Kyle Crutchmer, we've talked about his wrestling background, 2-time NCAA Division I All-American and Big 12 champion at Oklahoma State under the legendary John Smith, the only American wrestler ever to win 6 consecutive World or Olympic championships as a competitor. And John Smith, I mean, when you are under his learning tree, you know a thing or two about wrestling, but this is mixed martial arts, and Kyle Crutchmer coming off a victory over Michael Lombardo. We saw score a big knockout win earlier tonight, but here's a guy who's gone the distance in his last 3 fights and is looking to turn things up a notch here tonight, even though obviously things are going well.
You know, he is looking to turn it up, and I've been so impressed with the progression of Kyle Crutchmer and his fight against Lombardo. Look, he used his hands to get into those takedown situations. He took a dangerous guy and made it to where he took him out of that danger zone by putting his hands on him at time. And then when he thought he was going to be in the stand-up fight, Kyle took him, picked him up, and dropped him down onto the mat with his wrestling skill. Kyle Crutchmer is getting better and better. And look, the future looks bright.
Yeah, and speaking of futures being bright, one of the brightest MMA stars, Daniel Cormier, also at Oklahoma State. In fact, instrumental in getting Kyle Crutchmer to go to San Jose, California at AKA. So here we go. Welterweight matchup between Kyle Crutchmer and Jaleel Willis. Crutchmer currently ranked at number 8.
And look at that, there's a huge difference at 74.5 as far as that reach for Jaleel Willis. Only 68 for Kyle Crutchmer. But if you're Crutchmer, you just want to get into those wrestling maneuvers.
Let's get into the official announcement. Here is Mr. Michael C. Williams.
For all those with us tonight throughout the UK, live on BBC iPlayer, we welcome you here to Mohegan Sun as we get set now at the prelims to go. 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. First, introducing the blue corner at 5'11", weighing in 170 pounds even as a professional. 15 wins, 4 defeats. From North Memphis, Tennessee, he fights out of Miami, Florida, Jaleel, the Realist Willis. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 5'9", weighing in 170.8 pounds, ranked now at number 8. He enters with 9 professional victories, just a single defeat. He fights out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, introducing Kyle Crutchmer. And the referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
The argument can be made that Kyle Crutchmer should be a perfect 10-0. Many observers thought he should have been given the decision in his lone loss to Cameron Lachimov. Jaleel Willis, all 5 knockout wins have come in the first round. 9 of his last 10 victories have come by decision. Bell, round 1, and we are underway. They touch gloves, and Willis immediately feinting. Jab from Willis. There's a jab from Crutchmer. Look to change levels. There's a 1-2 from Willis that lands. John, you talk about his striking and how he's been able in the past as well, utilizing his feet, playing an effective counter game, and there lands the calf kick.
Jaleel Willis has got very good stand-up. His boxing, he's not much of a kickboxer, really. He will throw kicks, but his setup for his hands, he does a beautiful job of moving his feet, getting himself into range, landing beautiful combinations. And I would think that his jab should be on point tonight. He needs to go to that jab and go to it often to keep Crutchmer at a distance where Crutchmer doesn't feel comfortable coming in for that takedown.
Crutchmer's had some success with the jab early as well, but Willis really sitting down on that right hand. He predicts the knockout. He feels that his preparation has never been better, working with Kill Cliff FC down in Miami, Florida. Jab to the body by Willis.
Crutchmer showing his dexterity. That was a really nice high kick over the head of Jaleel Willis.
Willis switches stances to southpaw. Crutchmer guiding hand on that jab again, gets through, and Willis follows up the right.
And Willis really needs to, the three-punch combination of throwing that jab down the middle. Now throw it, and then throw that right hand and bring that hook up, because Kyle's dipping his head, and he's dipping it right into where that hook will be.
Action in the Bellator welterweight division. Good to see the reigning champion Yaroslav Amosov. Back front kick by Willis to the body. Amosov will defend against Logan Storley February 25th next year in Dublin, Ireland.
Boy, I can't wait for that fight.
I can't wait to be in Dublin, Ireland, finally. No, nice right hand over the top by Willis lands.
And you're seeing Crutchmer's reaching out instead of throwing his hands. He's got to stop with the reach out. He doesn't have the length. If you are a longer fighter, you can do that. If you're not, it's not a good thing for you to start getting into.
And Crutchmer's actions indicate that he's seen enough of Willis's striking. Tries to go for the takedown, but Willis defending it along the fence. And again, we talk about Crutchmer and his wrestling accolades, but this is mixed martial arts.
It's a completely different world, especially when you get into this clinch up against the cage. Jaleel Willis can use that cage as a balance point, and this is not an easy thing for Kyle Crutchmer to get into the legs or get into the body lock.
Willis able to move away from the fence momentarily. Crutchmer trying to push him back, and again, a lot of energy being expended here. Crutchmer with the knee up the middle.
Jaleel needs to dig that underhook just a little bit more. Crutchmer's keeping him from doing it, but if he can get that underhook deeper, he's going to be able to elevate that side of the body and turn Crutchmer.
Under 90 seconds left in the first. Referee Mergliata separates them, and they will resume action in the center of the cage, much to the delight of a very educated and passionate Bellator MMA fan base here at Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut.
Much to the delight of Jaleel Willis.
A minute now remaining in the opening round. Jab from Crutchmer. Oh, beautiful combination. Followed up with the body kick, then crushes the space. Crutchmer 0 for 1 in the takedown department. Now, they're right now being credited with equal number of strikes landed, and yet Willis has had the better, more eye-catching shots.
Absolutely, he's had way more power on his shots. Crutchmer's landed a couple good things, but overall, Willis has had the decided advantage.
And Willis now stalking Crutchmer, pins him along the fence.
That was a mistake. See how he crushed that space so much? You had him hurt, you had him a little bit in trouble. Don't crush your space.
Or you crush your hopes.
There you go.
10 seconds left here in the opening round, and things just beginning to warm up here between Crutchmer and Willis.
Great. Good job, gentlemen. Good job.
Here's a replay. Nice left hook, short, sweet. That stunned Kyle Crutchmer. You can see he did not like it. Then the kick comes in. But again, Willis getting into that grappling situation. Beautiful left hook. Right hand missed, glancing on the shoulder, but the kick was nice, had an impact. Those are the type of shots that are should win Jaleel Willis that round.
A lot of great training for Jaleel Willis at Kill Cliff FC with the likes of Gilbert Burns,
jab off jab.
Kevin Lee,
Yeah, look, jab off jab right. Simple shit.
head trainer
Let's
Greg
go.
Jones.
Let's go.
And of course, for Crutchmer, we talk about his association with AKA. Been working with the likes of newly minted Bellator lightweight champion Usman Nurmagomedov. What a performance by Nurmagomedov to dethrone Patricky Pitbull.
Boy, he looks so good.
Calf kick by Crutchmer to begin the proceedings in the second round. Jab from Willis.
That first round, I had to give Jaleel Willis a lot of confidence.
And how did you score it? Well, I guess your words speak for themselves, but 10-9 Willis, why?
10-9 Willis. Look, he landed the better shots. He actually hurt Crutchmer in that, stunned him a little bit. He was a guy that he was leading the dance for the most part. Crutchmer, when he had the clinch, wasn't able to do anything up against the cage. That should go 10-9 Jaleel Willis.
Crutchmer has to keep his head off the center line as he eats that 1-2. And Willis doing a good job of diversifying his attack, John, going to the body before going upstairs.
Notice the difference in the footwork, Morrow. Willis is on his toes, he's moving. Crutchmer's getting a little flat-footed because he's not sure exactly where the shots are going to come from. He's got to start moving his feet a little more.
And Crutchmer trying to parry the shot, but again, eats the right hand from Willis. Double jab by Willis, follows up with the right that misses.
And Willis should be putting into that computer. Look, every time I'm throwing that right hand, he's turning his head to the left to try to roll with it. Let me come back with a left hook.
Crutchmer's corner imploring him to get that right arm loose, but good job by Willis to neutralize it. And in this clinch,
Well, you guys want to stay there, you gotta work. You gotta work.
referee Mergliata wants them to work. And timing.
And that's, Crutchmer, he's trying to figure out, let me figure out where I need to go so I can get this takedown.
Body kick from Willis. Again, Crutchmer comes in ranked number 8. Willis looking to knock him from that ranking. Beautiful right uppercut followed by another right behind it, John.
You don't see a lead right uppercut very often.
Now from a southpaw stance, Willis feinting again, looking to bring the attack to Crutchmer. Crutchmer taking a deep breath and eats a couple of shots to the body, of course looking to deplete that tank. And again, touches him to the body, immediately goes over top with the right hand. A striking clinic from Willis.
Willis going up and down to the body, back to the head. Now he's got Kyle really unsure of where everything's going to come from.
Crutchmer's won 3 in a row. Willis looking to snap a 2-fight losing streak, and there's Crutchmer looking for the takedown. Wide base by Willis.
Wide base by Willis, but look, Crutchmer's strong and he can wrestle, man. All he needs to do is suck that up just a little bit, get his hands together. If Kyle gets those hands together, Willis is going to go for a ride.
We've talked about the strong wrestling skills of Willis, both offensively and defensively, and while we would never compare his credentials to Crutchmer, here in this cage, doing a good job tonight, John.
You're so right, Morrow, because there's so many other elements. Crutchmer can't do all the things.
Left uppercut, right hook, Johnny.
Beautifully done.
And again, stuffing the takedown of a much more desperate Crutchmer.
Oh, and that's the real difference. You're starting to see Kyle Crutchmer really start. He's shooting for this fast now because he's having problems. He's getting a little bit desperate. He's got that foot up in the air. See if he can turn the corner. Can't do it. Jaleel Willis doing a nice job of fighting off all of these takedown attempts so far.
Final minute of the second round, and Crutchmer with dogged determination trying to take Willis off his feet. And thus far, Willis has defended all 5 of Crutchmer's takedown attempts.
Come on, guys, work, work.
See, and right in all these positions, Kyle Crutchmer, he's the one that's trying to get that takedown. No offense coming from him. Dan Bergolata is separating him. Look at Dan's known, he separates guys pretty fast. He doesn't give you a ton of time. You got to work hard, and he'll let you stay there.
And he'll let you know that before the fight?
Yes, he will. In the back, he tells you exactly what he's going to do.
And Willis looking to continue doing what he's done very well in this fight. Putting together combinations, going to the body, sharp jab, backing up Crutchmer. Good counterattack, showing that speed as well.
Jaleel is now going towards, like I said, he's throwing those combinations, coming with that left hook up high.
Terrific 10 minutes for Jaleel Willis, fighting like a guy who knows his back is against the proverbial wall.
You put in these positions, you got to shine. Like I said, they know the blueprint, show everyone, it's not going to work.
I need you to keep that damn chin down.
Stay where you
Here's Jaleel with that beautiful jab, right hand combination. He's been accurate with it throughout. Even when that left hand doesn't hit flush, it's still giving a sharp jolt to Kyle Crutchmer. Beautiful left hand again, right on the jawline. Jaleel Willis looking very good so far.
You need to knock him out or get that takedown. One of the two. But it's the water. All right.
Jaleel Willis ready to go. Let's go. Kyle Crutchmer trying to protect his number 8 ranking.
You know, when you're looking at this, if you're in Crutchmer's corner, you gotta say, I'm down 2-0, and I've got to finish this fight. So where can I finish it? Can he take him down and finish him on the ground? I think that's his best route to victory, because in the stand-up, Jaleel Willis has been the better fighter.
It may be his best route to victory, but it's been an exercise in futility, John, as we mentioned. 0 for 5 heading into round 3 in the takedown department. And look at the strikes landed in round 2, John.
And look at that.
And it continues here in the third.
We were talking about percentages, 6 of 27 for 22%. That is not how you win a fight.
Oh, there's a counter right hand. Did he punch him on the thigh?
He can do that.
I know, it's just amazing. Like, he's really trying to, you know, showing these combinations. There's a level change by Crutchmer, but again denied by Willis.
So now Crutchmer's taking a lot of damage, tanks a little bit empty, breathing hard, not an easy thing, and Willis is now slippery. It's just getting rougher.
And again, naked shot defended by Willis. Crutchmer trying to put all of his eggs in that takedown basket, and now 0 for 8.
But that was
counting.
That was a nice reshoot.
Yep.
He shot, he missed it, he reshot, and now he's into him. We'll see if he can get those hands together. It's not going to happen.
Come on, guys, keep busy, keep busy.
See, when Dan Bergolata separates him here like this, they're in a 50-50 position. It's even. Yeah, Jaleel Willis' back is against Cage, and Kyle's the one that wants to be there, but he's got to at least gain that advantage.
Front kick by Willis, again, just showcasing all of his striking. High fight IQ in this fight, really just putting it all together, sticking to the game plan and just mixing it up. Inside calf kick, followed by the jab. Not a lot of single shots, putting together the combinations, the footwork. And meanwhile, Crutchmer, again, trying desperately somehow to take Willis down.
Yeah, he's been working really hard. That was a nice job of using his hands to close that gap. But already, Willis has turned him around to where his back, now they're towards the center of the cage. And when you're in the center of the cage, not an easy thing to do when he's wet in the third round.
huge edge for Willis in total strikes landed. Backing Crutchmer up.
I like that lead. I mean, that rear.
2 minutes left in the fight. Another takedown stuffed by Crutchmer. Finds himself on the back and into the butterfly guard now of Crutchmer. But Willis, who has done everything he told us he was going to do, talking about getting back into the win column. He's now a minute 40 from doing just that.
Well, he is, and he's just had a fantastic fight. Been very smart, calculated, accurate with his shots. And here, being in the top position, this is a good place to be with Kyle Crutchmer. Kyle's not a submission master. He's a good wrestler. He can try to roll and get himself out, but he's not going to be a danger off of his back.
Yeah, 3 submission wins for Crutchmer via anaconda choke, arm triangle, and guillotine. So not from this position. Now Crutchmer maybe using the fence to wall walk, but Willis keeps the pressure on. Just over a minute left in the fight.
Nice knee to the body by Willis. Showing good fight IQ there.
In terms of stats, with 45 seconds left to scream out at me. In terms of total punches landed, 61 to 17 for Willis. In terms of takedowns, 0 for 12 for Crutchmer.
That's huge. That is the number that speaks volumes about how this fight has gone.
Another kick from Willis. Crutchmer unable to get on track, unable to really move forward with any efficiency or effectiveness. Now trip takedown being pursued by Willis, but now has Crutchmer on the fence, and there's a old school foot stomp that Crutchmer avoids. But what a bounce back fight for Jaleel, the realist Willis. He was real effective.
He was. That was a beautiful performance by Jaleel Willis. He had a lot of things going on. Those 2 losses, getting the confidence to come in here against someone like Kyle Crutchmer and put on that kind of performance, that says a lot about him.
He told us that he didn't do anything well in his past 2 fights because he didn't believe in himself or his training. And John,
he charged $1,000 fine for that.
Oh, Mergliata telling him you're going to have a little less amount of money for the holiday shopping, throwing that mouthpiece. But John, you talk about mental fortitude and the mental strength, and it goes on and on. We discussed, but when you put your life on the line, and that's what they're doing there, you better be as mentally strong as you can possibly be, and he was tonight.
He was tonight, and you know, everyone thinks that, oh, because you're a fighter, you're so mentally strong. Fighters like everyone else, they have their strong moments, they have their weak moments. Take a look at those stats right there. Like you said, 83 strikes landed compared to 23. The punches, huge difference. That takedown attempts, 0 for 12. That says everything about this fight. Great fight by Jaleel Willis.
And Kyle Crutchmer can now commiserate with Corey Henderson, who went 0 for 15 in the rematch with Vadim Nemkov. But let's take a look at some more of the highlights.
You take a look at those shots. Crutchmer showed he definitely got a beard. That was a nice knee to the body. You can see bothered Crutchmer a little bit. Everything Jaleel Willis did, thought about, did a nice job preparing, setting himself up to be successful, landing good strikes. Nice to see a guy be that successful.
Willis told us he is giving himself permission to win this fight. I think he executed a successful game plan. Let's find out from Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we'll go now to your 3 judges. Marcel Varela, Eric Colon, Dave Peabody. All have it exactly the same at 30 to 27. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Jaleel, the realist Willis.
A clinical, clean sweep on the judges' scorecards as Jaleel Willis snaps a 2-fight losing streak sending Kyle Crutchmer to his first loss in 4 fights and receiving all of the congratulations from his team. Jaleel Willis now 4-2 in Bellator, and that's how you bounce back.
That is how you bounce back. That was a really
and
complete and beautiful performance.